Hello everybody. So today I'm going to be making a video about inflammation in your skin and acne and a few tips on how you can combat that inflammatory response, why it happens, and yeah, I'm going to share three face masks, DIY at home face masks that you can use that help with inflammation in the skin and reduce redness and swelling and so forth. So first of all, I'm going to talk about inflammation in the skin and how that is correlated with acne. So basically not all acne has an inflammatory response. Like you could have just blackheads and whiteheads and, little not really red, little bumps that pop up. But some people, such as myself, get acne where you have these swollen red places on your face and they're painful, and that's because you're experiencing an inflammatory response. And part of what can induce inflammatory responses is your diet, as well as just reactions of your skin to bacteria. So basically, through research, because I looked up a lot of this stuff before I made this, it says that bacteria that cause acne, P. acnes, or whatever that bacteria is called, I'm not a biologist or scientist or anything like that, so I have a very basic understanding of this. But basically, that bacteria eats certain things that are in your skin and it causes inflammation, which causes redness, swelling, puffiness, and pain. So one way that you can combat that within yourself, which is good because inflammation is linked to like cancer and heart disease just throughout your body. I mean, not strictly your face, although that is what I'm specifically talking about here, but eating an anti-inflammatory diet can promote health within yourself in many more ways than just helping with redness and swelling on your face with acne. And so I'm going to talk first about anti-inflammatory diet, and then I'll get into the face masks. So foods, basically what I gathered was that a normal American diet, at least, I'm not sure about other countries because I've heard that dietary norms across cultures are very different. So in my specific culture, I've heard that we ingest too many omega-6 fatty acids, and omega-3 fatty acids are actually what promote anti-inflammation. So I'm going to talk about foods that are inflammatory and foods that aren't. First, foods that are inflammatory are things that have a surplus of glucose, which is sugar. So like chocolate, candy, Coke, other sodas, cake, dessert stuff, sweet tea. And other inflammatory foods are things like dairy, red meat, super processed foods, artificial ingredients. Gluten is listed. I'm not sure if that's real or if that's just because of the whole gluten craze at the moment, but that is listed on there. So you may want to avoid gluten. But anyway, moving into what can counteract that inflammation. And I'm not in any way saying that you should cut any of or all of those things out of your diet. I mean, I myself enjoy sugar on occasion and gluten, and that's fine. I'm a huge proponent for balance. I'm just purely here for informative purposes. So anti-inflammatory foods, which are foods that I try to eat a lot of, are things like fish, walnuts, sweet potatoes, flaxseed, coconut oil, organic eggs, most types of richly colored berries like blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, green veggies, foods that are fiber rich but also natural, like gluten's not supposed to be included in there, but a lot of breads are considered fiber rich, products. Ginger, turmeric, extra virgin olive oil. Those are all examples of things that are anti-inflammatory and promote anti-inflammation within your body. So eating a diet that's rich in those and poor in the inflammatory category would promote, anti-inflammation, and it would reduce your risk for heart disease, cancer, all that stuff, while also potentially helping your skin. So that's a benefit. I mean, it's a benefit all around, but I understand that some people don't want to adhere to that, and if your doctor says that you're healthy and all that stuff, then honestly, who am I to tell you what to do? But if you do experience inflammatory acne where you have redness and swelling and pain associated with that, I mean, it's worth a shot, you know, just try it for a couple of weeks and see if it does anything for you, because maybe it doesn't, but I do feel like it does help me. So now that I've discussed those benefits with you and the ingredients that you should eat and maybe not eat, whatever, I'm going to talk about 3 anti-inflammatory face masks that I use, I make at home, and I love them. I use them all the time. And usually I make bigger batches and use them over a period of a couple of weeks instead of just making one, because these specific recipes are for just one face mask. So I have 3 of the main ingredients that I use right here. First one, apple cider vinegar. This is anti-inflammatory, and you can drink this by yourself if you want and you're brave, but it smells horrible. It smells super bitter, and I've heard it tastes atrocious. It's almost too much for me to put it in a face mask. It's amazing that I can do it because it smells so badly, but it is supposed to be good for you. Second thing, ground turmeric, which is a spice that you can get at any grocery store. And I will warn you, this stains like really, really easily and really, really badly. If you use like a white mixing spoon with turmeric, it'll stain your white mixing spoon yellow. Stains clothes. Be very careful when you're using this that you don't get it on anything that you don't want to be permanently stained. And last thing, honey. I always get organic honey. I don't know if there's any benefit to getting organic honey over other types of honey, but I always get the organic kind. I think it tastes better. I don't know if that's true or if it's all in my head. But anyway, the first mask includes the apple cider vinegar, and I don't know what it's called, apple cider vinegar face mask. And basically you mix 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar with 2 teaspoons of cooled green tea, 5 teaspoons of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of honey. And this actually it can be a scrub and a face mask. So what I like to do is I like to spread it all over my face and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. And then when I'm taking it off, I like to gently exfoliate my skin while I'm doing that, because I don't really like to exfoliate my skin very often because I find it irritating for me personally, but when I do it this way and I do it very gently, it seems to work out. And I don't use this very often, maybe once a week, twice a week if I'm feeling extra red. And also, sometimes in this mask, I add turmeric just because, not for any specific reason. And sometimes I add ginger into these, it depends on the mood, but ginger is anti-inflammatory as well. And if when you mix this you find that it's not thick enough to spread across your face as a mask, add more sugar. So the next one is literally just cinnamon and honey. And it's really just 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 2 teaspoons of honey. If you add too much cinnamon, it will be too thick and you won't be able to spread it across your face. So add more honey if that is the case. And this one actually smells really good. I really love the smell of cinnamon, and the smell of honey is good too. So that's my second one. Very simple. And the third, and that one as well, you just leave it sit on your face for 10 to 15 minutes and then thoroughly rinse your skin. And both of these, apply them to clean skin, clean dry skin. Don't just lather them on your face when you have tons of oils going on or anything, because it can trap them. Not good. And the last one is literally just raw honey and coconut oil. I don't know why I wrote raw honey. You don't have to use raw honey. You can use normal, this kind of honey. But really you just mix 2 parts of that together until you get a thick enough consistency where you can put it on your face without it like dripping off, which is a little bit difficult to do, but it is nice. And same with that, you just leave it sit on your face for 10 to 15 minutes and see where you go. And I find that these do leave my skin feeling supple and less red, and I like that with them. And I do find that eating anti-inflammatory foods does good things for me. And I mean, not only does eating a healthy diet like that promote anti-inflammation, but it also can help with your digestion and stuff like that. And like I said before, I am not a proponent for cutting out whole food groups from your diet. I am very much a proponent for a very balanced diet. I eat chocolate, I eat cake, you know, I do those things. But I would suggest probably to anyone to try to eat more anti-inflammatory foods than inflammatory foods, just for your overall benefit. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.